Today we're going to talk about the order of importance. Guys, this is really, really important. You need to have a concept of where to go. In other words, what's the most important thing? Getting your client the cheapest policy, getting them a policy with a first day coverage over a graded benefit. It sounds kind of like a no-brainer, but hold on. Sending most of your business up to a carrier that actually will approve them as applied for. In other words, they have really easy, lenient underwriting and will actually approve most of your clients the way you apply for them. Getting the highest commissions. So are you going, let me sell this client this company because I'm going to make an extra 10 points? Or should you be writing most of your business with the carrier, if not all of your business, with a carrier that does true Social Security billing? In other words, should that be the most important thing? And if you don't know what true Social Security billing is over regular Social Security billing, hang on, we're going to touch on that because that's a game changer. If you're not putting most of your business with a carrier that's doing true Social Security billing, you could be in big trouble. Big trouble. I'm Doug Massey, and having sold millions and millions of dollars in annualized premium, all final expense and or life insurance, I've actually got, a pretty unique perspective as a life insurance agent. And most of the insurance I sold was final expense. But the bottom line is this: you're probably going to be surprised at what I believe is to be the order of importance. In other words, the most important, number one, followed by number two, followed by number three, etc. Because the bottom line, guys, it's not about the cheapest policy. If you're just concentrating on one thing over another and your order is wrong, it could be costing you and the client. In other words, you could be really doing the wrong thing for your clients and yourself. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. We're putting out new insurance sales content and final expense sales training videos just like this all the time. And if you'll stick around until the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to get a schedule of the Social Security billing payments and the telesales objections and rebuttals cheat sheet. Both of these things are really important. You're absolutely going to want to use them both during and or with your sales practice, whether it's life insurance, straight life insurance, term life, UL, or final expense life insurance. When we pick out a product to put a new client with, there are often a lot of carrier options, right? And like if you were one of our agents, you would have about 12 different carriers to work with. Now, the two things that I think are the most important to consider is, one, underwriting. Will the carrier that I'm looking at approve this client as applied for? And two, once the carrier has approved the client, will they actually draft each payment on the exact day that the client receives their Social Security benefits, their Social Security money? And this is really important, guys. When it comes to underwriting, at the end of the day, every carrier says, we've got simplified underwriting. We're going to make it easy to send a lot of clients our way. They're all going to make it sound like they all have the highest approval percentages. But most of them actually have pretty low approval percentages. That's why if you were one of my agents, we'd be pushing a specific carrier. We know that there are a couple of carriers that will most likely approve the client as applied for, no matter what we send them. I'm not saying we're going to send them bad business, but at the end of the day, to me, I don't want to spend time on an application, quoting the client, giving them a price, sending up an app, only to tell the client, they're not approving us as applied for, and now you got to switch gears. That is how you lose sales. Understand, these folks, I hate to say it, our typical life insurance, final expense client especially, tend to procrastinate and will actually look for an excuse not to buy, even though their family is telling them that they absolutely need the insurance, that they need to buy the insurance. Now, when it comes to true Social Security billing versus regular Social Security billing, regular Social Security billing simply means that the carrier has the ability to draft the client's payment on the second Wednesday, third Wednesday, or fourth Wednesday, which are days that some people receive their Social Security benefits. And what happens is this: when you've got a client that they receive their Social Security or disability on the 1st or the 3rd, let's say, because some months that day will fall on a holiday or weekend. So let's say the 3rd falls on a Sunday. What actually happens with carriers that just do regular Social Security billing is they wait until Monday to draft the payment. But carriers that do true Social Security billing are going to draft the payment on Friday. Oh, that sounds crazy. They're supposed to get their money on Sunday. When the draft date falls on a weekend or holiday, the Social Security recipients actually get their money early, the business day before. So carriers that do true Social Security billing will actually follow this calendar, which I'm going to give you a copy of if you ask me at the end of this video. And I'll show you how to get that then. And they're going to draft it on the day that the client receives their money every single month, which, if you don't realize this, our clients are really, really low. A lot of them are barely just surviving on a super low income. And so what they tend to do, I hate to say this, it's true. We sell people that can barely afford the insurance, and what happens is when they receive their Social Security benefits on that Friday, most of these people will take all the money out of the bank. And so they'll literally clean out their checking or savings account and leave just a few dollars in there, which means when the carrier goes to draft the payment on Monday, the money is not there. That is why true Social Security billing is so important. Let's talk about first day coverage versus a graded or guaranteed issue product, potentially even, or return a premium product. So is first day coverage important? Yes, it's very, very important. But the trick is to give the client first day coverage with the carrier that does true Social Security billing. Because if you can have both, then the order of importance should be true Social Security billing first, and then first day coverage second. And then the reason you want to think this way, I'm going to tell you, because if you give your client first day coverage, like an immediate policy, but the carrier isn't going to draft the payment on the right day every month, that client will most likely fall off the books. So what good is giving them first day coverage when they may only make a couple of payments and then get behind, and now you got to write them a new policy? To me, it just doesn't work. So, if I've got to give a client a graded benefit, but I know the carrier is going to draft the payment on the correct day every day, I'm probably going to really consider doing that based on the client too. Like I said, most of these folks are really low fixed income seniors. So you want to keep them on the books so that they actually have the insurance when they pass away. And the other thing is, just because it's first day coverage, if the client dies in the first 2 years, the insurance carriers always has the right to do research on that client and basically look for an excuse not to pay that death benefit. So I hate to say it, in many cases, that first day death benefit, it really doesn't work for most people anyways. I mean, these people have got a lot of health conditions. Commission levels versus the cost for the client. Now, where does the importance of selling a carrier that pays you more money, that pays you the most money, because some carriers are going to pay a little bit more than others, right? First day coverage carriers we're talking about. So to me, what's the most important thing? Giving your client the best price, or maybe, a price that's not quite as good, but you're making a little extra money on that? You tell me, what do you think? Look, at the end of the day, my order of importance is as follows. First, true Social Security billing. What good is getting a client approved at the best price if the carrier won't draft on the right day every single month, which means your client will most likely fall off the books? Second, highest approval percentage. Easy underwriting. Guys, when you get declines, or the carrier offers your client something other than applied for, this is going to cost you. They're going to use this as an excuse not to buy the insurance. Third, cost for the client. To me, your carrier, your products that you're selling need to be competitive, okay? It doesn't have to be the cheapest, but it needs to be competitive, because you are going to have other agents that'll probably end up in front of your client, believe it or not. And the next thing you know, if they can save them a substantial amount of money, those clients will drop that policy to get the new one. Fourth, first day coverage. Guys, the cost for the client and first day coverage, in other words, cost versus first day coverage, are basically going to be a tie, right, for number 3 in most cases, let me say. Because the chances are, if you're selling them a graded product, they're gonna pay more for it. So if you can get them first day coverage, you're probably getting them a better deal right off the bat. Fifth, high commission carriers. Most carriers that pay the highest commissions, this is important, are gonna charge your clients more money than carriers that pay you lower commissions. So the money's gotta come to the carrier from one place or another. It could be on your commission or it could be from your client, right? It's gonna come from one way or another, one place or another. If you can consider your commission payment last, then you're probably doing what's best for your client, which inadvertently, in the long run, will keep more clients on the books, will actually help more families, and inadvertently, you will get the benefits of them staying on the books because, guys, a lot of these carriers are gonna pay you a little renewal too, and at the end of the day, I believe if you're doing what's best for the client, then that's going to come back for you and it's actually going to help you. And that's the way I look at it. If we can put the needs of the clients first, everything else will usually fall into place. And that's what I say at the end of all my videos. Again, true Social Security billing first. That's my main concern. I'm putting as many clients as possible with a carrier that does that. Highest approval percentage carrier with the easiest underwriting second. Monthly cost for the client third. Giving the client first day coverage fourth, but basically a tie for third. And considering using a specific carrier just because they pay you a little bit more commission should not even be in the equation. It should not even be an option. It should not even be on the table, or at least should be, the last thing you consider. If you'd like a copy of the schedule of Social Security billing payments that I mentioned earlier, that way you know what day your Social Security recipient client is going to get paid every single month, along with that telesales objections and rebuttals cheat sheet that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. For more information on our remote final expense sales platform, just shoot me an email at that same address. As always, guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. So get out there or put on that headset, whatever you do, make sure that you do something really good for someone else today. Happy hunting.